Hey, it's Ryan with the Spring Update Fishing Report for Big Stone Lake. It's mid-April and fishing is off to a great start out here. First things first, I'm going to go over some of the current conditions. As we sit, water temps have crept up into the lower 50-degree range. A lot of areas that I was fishing today, I was seeing anywhere from 51 to 53 degrees, with certain areas and back pockets all the way up to 56. Now, with the warmer weather that we've been having, that might be a little bit artificially inflated, but it just goes to show that we've had really nice weather and water temps are coming along very nicely. Definitely above average for this time of year. As far as the water clarity, overall, from what I've seen, most of the lake is very clear this season, and a lot of that has to do with the runoff. What you'll notice is Big Stone is down. I would say the water levels are down close to a foot from where they typically are at this time. So we just haven't had a lot of runoff this spring. There was very, very little snow this winter, and what that's made for is just very clear water this spring, with a few patches of dirtier water that are kind of generated either by wind or by, rough fish up in the shallows, which will play an important factor. I'll get to that in just a minute. Today was my first day out on the water, so I was just going out exploring a bunch of different areas and kind of seeing where things were at. Now, what I noticed is the walleyes that I caught today, some of them were definitely post-spawn. Other ones, it was a little bit harder to tell. I have a feeling that the walleye spawn, we're in the middle of it right now. Currently, it's Saturday. I believe tonight is the full moon, and I suspect that the walleyes are going to be spawning like crazy tonight on the lake. The conditions are just right for it. Even though the water temps seem a little bit warm for it, it's earlier in the season, so I think right now is going to be peak for spawning out here. That's just my suspicion. Now, where I've been finding the walleyes, where I was catching them today, was right around the spawning areas. A lot of times you'll find the walleyes spawning up in gravel, in about rocky, gravelly areas, and about anywhere from 3 to 4 feet of water seems to be ideal for them, maybe up into 2 feet of water. That's where I was finding the fish, but I wasn't finding them necessarily directly on those areas. I was finding them kind of on the main break right next to those areas. So they typically were very close, but not right on top of that stuff. And what I definitely noticed was the areas where the water was clear, when I found walleyes, they were out deeper. They were in that 6 to 7 foot of water range. When the water was dirtier, I could find walleyes all the way up into 3 feet of water today. I didn't crush the walleyes today, but I had enough fish where I could kind of put that pattern together. Now, I also went out for crappies, and I also went out for largemouth today because I was just trying it all, trying a bunch of different spots and just a few really, really basic techniques to try to kind of put things together. Found crappies today, definitely found some fish out deeper, found some fish in shallower as well. So there's a deeper and a shallower crappie bite, and I suspect a lot of that has to do with the water clarity as well. It seems like when the water is clear, you found fish a little bit deeper. When you found dirtier water, you could find fish in shallower. Largemouth, it was the same thing. But I only found a few largemouth today. All of those were up in shallower water, dirtier water, and about 3 to 4 feet of water. And they were biting pretty well. We caught fish right in the middle of the day, but we also caught fish kind of more so in the evening, just up until the last few minutes. What I will say is the areas where I've found fish, there's been a lot of fish. They've been mixed together. A lot of times it's in that warmer, dirtier water, but you'll catch sheephead, you'll catch white bass, you'll get some crappies, walleyes, largemouth. You can find a lot of stuff mixed together when you go up shallow. So keep that in mind when you're looking around. If you find some dirtier water, which is a little bit warmer up shallow, there can be a big variety of species up in there. Overall, today was a huge success. It was a lot of fun. Had fantastic weather. Couldn't have asked for a nicer day to be out on the water. The fishing was excellent. Caught a variety of different species today. Like I said, sheephead, walleyes, white bass, crappies, and largemouth, and caught a bunch of pretty much everything that I set out for today. The fishing's good out on Big Stone right now. It's not Not all over the lake. You're going to have to look around a little bit, but if you find some dirtier water, or if you're going to fish the cleaner water, maybe wait for the morning, evening hours, or fish out a little bit deeper if you're going to be in the cleaner water. But there's a lot of fish biting out here. I think it's going to be an excellent season. The next few weeks are my favorite time of year to be out here on Big Stone. Looks like we're going to have a good crappie bite. The walleye bite is definitely better than I've seen it the last couple of years. Largemouth are always fantastic out here. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully these tips help you out. Good luck fishing and have a great weekend.